What's good, YouTube? I finally bothered to build that second shelf behind me, so instead of shouting out some other tubes like I usually do at the beginning of Market Watch, let's show off some Godzilla collection. So, up behind me, we've got Baragon, two different Gigons, the 2004 and the original, as well as Rodon back there. He's the kind of shadowed figure. And then we've got the Spider-Mins my girlfriend got me. I don't know if it's Spider-Mins, Spider-Mans. I guess Spider-Mans is better, but let's go with Spider-Mins. And then we've got Shin Godzilla, both the chibi form and the big form. And the Gigantic, that is one huge Godzilla. The Gigantic Birding Godzilla up here. He's the 1995 from Desostroya. We'll be having a matching Desostroya figure soon, thanks to the stream. But so many people have asked to see my Godzilla collection lately. There's a bit of it. I might be putting more on the back shelves, but I actually keep a lot of them up here in front of me for when I live stream, so I can just kind of look up and enjoy them. I'd rather be able to see them that way than kind of the reflection behind me, but I get you guys want to see some of it too. So there you guys go. But let's get into this Market Watch for those of you that don't care. Chiwen is cheaper on eBay overall with the 1050 English near mint and $10 ones, but nonetheless, and these $10 are Germans. But it quickly does go up. So, people who've been sleeping on this engine who are thinking it's really good for the ban list, it's gone pretty crazy. I think I showed it off when it was $5 a long time ago, screaming, get yours now. And its market price has been at 9, it seems, but it's at 13 for the DUEA here. And then we see at 9.18 quote-unquote market price, it's 10 here. It was down lower from what I've been told, and now it's starting to get to that season where you're late to the party. If you want to play that Yang Zing engine and dinosaurs, if you think it's going to be one of the best decks here in the TCG, you still need to get yours. I might wait for it to cool off a little, but I think it's gonna stick around the $10 range, personally, if not more. By that note, Denglong is a candidate for the Megatins, but is still sitting at $5. It's one of those cards that, if it's not in the tins, oh boy, is it gonna be up there if they don't do something. And you can't really properly do something to the engine without just banning 9 pillars or doing something drastic. If you can only play one Dinglong, this is still good. You get to play the Chiwens and go into the Earth one, Beyond, and make a Herald that can't be killed by battle and get your double negates just with a small piece of the engine. So realistically, this engine is pretty darn safe. And we see on eBay, it is a low of $5 before it rises quickly to the $5.50 range in 6. There's not many of them on eBay, 37 listings. It's the card I think a lot of people are holding, saying it doesn't hurt too bad. If it's not there, I'll just keep them. But if it's not there, oh, it's so good. But I meant is there. If it is in the Megatins, it doesn't hurt too bad. If it's not there, it's an insane spike. So it's kind of something you still might want to consider trading for at 5. But at the same time, if it's in the Megatins, it'll tank for a bit and be at its cheapest then. So up to you guys. Shoutouts to a DFW being the lowest near mint though. Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs has a low of $50 now. I think it couldn't be screamed enough. And the Limitless games, I think that's another Texas shop, if that's Limitless that I'm thinking of. Jason Holloway's stores. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know any other Limitlesses. At the lowest near mint of $50. Jeesh. So back up there again. I screamed that it couldn't stay down at 40. It is up there, as is the other icon of the set, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, is on eBay cheaper once again here. All the buyouts from TCG Player, seems like people are leaving stragglers on eBay. These are not new listings. 45, and this is under 2, 47. It takes a while before you get up to 50 here. So, just something to consider. I think overall, it's probably going to start doing a kind of trend like this, where it's going to go up and down. But once we hit that competitive season again, I think a lot of people will want to have Ash Blossom again. Jagronic Diagram is also a low of 50 on TCG Player. This one is more odd to me. This one's a lot more likely to get hit. That's kind of why it was down, besides it just being the off-season. It's really likely to get hit on one of our ban lists. I can't emphasize that enough. I think Konami realizes True Draco's a huge problem alongside Zoo. Something's probably happening to this deck to nuke it a bit, and I would think hitting Diagram would be one of the immediate thoughts. But it too has climbed back up to 50 over there, but 42 on eBay, 44. It's almost as if a lot of people are just kind of staring at TCG Player for their buyouts and not looking around at even one of the most simple, wide-to-use sites as eBay. eBay does have higher seller fees, so it makes sense that people might not look at the platform as much expecting it to be higher, but this is why I always show both off. This is a 10% difference in price. This is over a 10% difference on price on Lost. It is a new listing, but then $44 is still over 10% in difference as well. This is almost 20% difference. Like, it's pretty big when you're actually thinking about it. So this is why I do like to show both off. But again, I think Ash was a good call. I think Diagram is going to end up getting hit. So I would stay off on Diagrams if you don't have events immediately that you need to play it in. That's my personal opinion. On to the Megatins. This was confirmed by Spiraling Cyclone to be in the Megatins, and it is at 9.45 before it's at 10 still. Any secret that's going to be in the 10s, no matter what, tends to tank in price immediately and then go back up. Every single example in history. So I would just be shoveling these out like coal, getting your full 10s. It'll be 5 soon, but it will be one of the best investment cards from the Megatin, in my opinion. It's one of those cards that throughout its life will receive multiple times of hype and viability in the competitive scene, especially when we go more towards a singular format. Where there's very few decks or just one deck, this will have its time to shine. So let it bottom out in the Megatins and then get yours, definitely. But this card has been confirmed. Speaking of an unconfirmed card, Kaiba's on the cover of the tins, guys. This is highly likely to be in there. 2350 for Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon still. Shovel yours out like coal on this too. Kaiba's on the cover. I just think there's no way it's not getting a reprint. Like, not getting a reprint. It's getting a reprint. Mark my words. I would think heavily that this card would be getting a reprint. But if we come onto eBay, let's just save our time and type in Ian here to get to it fast. 22 lowest Italian before we get to 25 on a Blade. 26 near mint. Much higher on eBay for this card. So it seems like on the Megatin cards we actually see a lot of lower listings, but on the hype cards we see higher listings on TCG, so that's kind of where TCG Player is fighting back in some senses today. Magician's Navigation was confirmed in the Megatin, still sitting at $24. I think it's a lot of casuals keeping this card, but stores should be shoveling these out like coal too. 19 total prices. I think when stores got them, they sold them, so there's not too many people with them. But if you're sitting at home wondering if you should keep them, it'll easily sink to 10, if not lower once in the 10s. The quantities are going to be insane. The amount of 10s opened are going to be insane. We see 22.95 here. And another card, if Navigation's in there, you can bet your boots. I would say Yugi's a cover card, a cover person on the 10s. We already know Navigation. $30 on Dark Magical Circle over here. And let's save ourselves time again and type Ian here as well. 15 total listings. 28 low. It's actually lower on eBay here, and then 30. Sell them now. Just get rid of them as fast as you can. I would list them at 25 to make sure they sold in time. The Megatins are super soon. There's no way with the cover card being Yugi and Kaiba. I keep saying cover card, don't I? The cover of the tins being Yugi and Kaiba, that these cards are not in there. I would think they have to be in there. So be sure to get rid of these, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Do it at your own risk. But I highly would think these 3 cards would be in the Megatins. We know Ghost Reaper is. We know Navigation is. I would think that Blue Eyes and Dark Magical Circle would be in there. The Blue Eyes Twin Burst. There's In my opinion, no way they shouldn't be. But, again, I've been wrong before. This is pure speculation. I think there's only 18 or lower secret rare slots in the Megatins, and people have corrected me on that. I think it's still true this year. I'm pretty sure that they'll continue with the newer trend because of how badly the Megatins did 2 stores in the secondary market in years past on singles. I'm pretty sure that it's only going to be 18 or lower slots on secrets this year. Again, been wrong before. This is speculation, but we'll see what happens. I've been right most of the time. I could be wrong, but those are just my thoughts on everything. Again, do you guys think Dinglong will end up in there? That's a questionable one to me. There's not any other Yangzing cards to go along with it, but I could see it getting spiked in there. But it's more questionable to me. Then we have our Chiwens here that have spiked up hard. And what do you guys think of the Macker secrets being back to 50 on TCG, but still around their usual price on eBay? What's happening there? Why would you buy out? Are they just pulled listings and not bought out? What's happening there? Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Do support on Patreon if you can. If Market Watch has saved you some money or made you some money, be sure to support on Patreon. And do subscribe if you have not already.